Welcome to a deep dive into, well, what feels like the wild west of Web3 marketing. You've got this landscape, right? Full of amazing innovation, but also a lot of chaos when it comes to getting projects seen and funded. Today, we're taking a whole stack of sources. We've got pitch decks, LinkedIn profiles, all sorts, to really uncover a company aiming to maybe bring some order, revolutionize how Web3 projects actually connect with their audience.
That's right. And our mission really is to unpack Starlight. They call themselves a next-generation KOL platform. KOL meaning key opinion leader, of course. We'll explore the pretty significant and often really costly problems they're trying to fix in Web3 and, how they plan to solve them using this mix of AI, something they call a super app, and a big focus on community. So you're going to get some real insights into a company that seems to be gaining traction fast and sort of redefining what's possible here.
Okay, let's unpack this then. The Web3 space, it's booming, no doubt, but marketing in it seems like it's hitting some serious walls. From what our sources say, what exactly are the core pain points Starlight is zeroing in on?
Yeah, the scale of this is honestly pretty staggering. You have Web3 projects spending something like, get this, $18 million every month on KOL marketing. But here's the kicker. Our sources suggest 90% of them. They either lose money or just massively overpay.
90%? Wow.
Yeah. And it's not just about the money loss, though. That's huge. It's like a fundamental trust issue brewing. The whole space is fragmented. It's unpredictable. Trying to scale campaigns efficiently, incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
It's basically, well, people describe it as a black hole for marketing budgets.
So founders are essentially just guessing, throwing darts blindfolded at influencers, hoping something sticks, and trust in getting any real return on that marketing spend is rock bottom. Sounds like a recipe for frustration and a lot of cash just vanishing.
Precisely, yeah. And Starlight's answer, they call it an ultimate KOL platform. Designed, they say, from the ground up. Effective, convenient, and transparent. That's the goal.
Okay, but how? How do they actually achieve that clarity, that efficiency, in what sounds like a pretty chaotic market?
Well, first, they connect projects to this curated network, over 1,000 verified KOLs. But the game changer here isn't just saying they use AI, it's how their AI seems to be completely transforming things. Taking what was, opaque, gut-feeling influencer marketing and making it transparent, data-driven, like proper data science. This feels like a pretty critical step for Web3, moving past just hype into, measurable results.
Right. So the AI does the heavy lifting.
Exactly. Matching projects to the right KOLs, tracking campaign performance in real time, even handling rewards and payouts automatically. They offer these customizable dashboards too, so projects get detailed info, full transparency, supposedly. And the founders, they're pretty clear. They say they're not just in the marketplace. They're, quote, building real infrastructure for scalable, effective Web3 communication.
Infrastructure, okay.
Yeah, so it helps teams get past that gut feeling, brings data and automation into it so you can measure engagement properly, A/B test messages, maybe even predict how well a campaign might do. That's pretty powerful.
So making influencer campaigns smart, scalable, actually driven by data, helping turn those one-off campaigns into actual sustainable communities. It does sound like a much smoother path to getting better, more predictable results.
Absolutely. But, their ambition, it doesn't actually stop there. And this is where Starlight's vision really starts to broaden out.
Right. Okay, because this is where it gets really interesting from what I saw. They're building this thing they call a super app. For our listeners, think maybe something like WeChat, but for Web3. A single place, integrating everything from finding projects to investing. What does this huge undertaking actually mean for, the average user?
Yeah, the super app idea is meant to be this comprehensive ecosystem for succeeding in Web3. So for KOLs, it means more profitable, secure, easy ways to run ambassador programs, monetizing their reach better. For general users like you or me, it's about a personalized feed, opportunities to earn from projects by doing tasks, these quest activities they call them, or getting into exclusive sales.
Okay, and for the projects using the platform, beyond just finding influencers, what new tools are coming inside this super app?
Well, soon, they say projects will get AI tools not just for KOL discovery, but also for onboarding new users, building deeper engagement, and even raising funds. Starlight really seems to want to bridge that gap, between these sometimes complex crypto deals and maybe the everyday Web2 investor.
How are they doing that?
Through features like Invest with no barriers. It allows investments as low as $100 right inside Telegram. You can pay by card, TON, any EVM wallet, so super accessible across different blockchains. They're also planning instant token trading, with no vesting period.
No vesting. That's bold.
It is bold. It prioritizes immediate liquidity, which could really change the game for early investors. And they've got this dynamic pricing auction model for deals too. The price drops every minute until the allocation sells out. Aims for like more equal opportunity for everyone to get in.
Wow. Okay, that feels incredibly ambitious. Packing marketing, community, and investment into one app. What does that mean for the user journey? Or for a project trying to navigate everything from launch to growth?
Well, let's look at their traction so far, because the numbers, they're pretty compelling, actually. In under a year, Starlight's helped over 100 projects. They've raised more than $3 million in just 10 months. And get this, influencers using their platform, averaging a 1,750% all-time high ROI.
1750%.
Yeah, I mean, that figure just blows typical industry averages out of the water. It suggests their model for generating returns is pretty potent. They also claim $400,000 in annual profit, $40 million in user outreach, launched 20 projects in just 3 months, plus their own KOL and investment DAO network. That's helped raise another $3 million, reaching over 120 million people through endorsements.
That's really impressive growth, especially in such a short time. Who's behind this? What kind of team is driving this vision?
The leadership team looks like a solid mix of experience. You've got Max as CEO, Alex as CTO, Vasily as Chief Influencer Officer, and Nathaniel heading up partnerships. Mika is their main strategic advisor. Together, they bring experience like co-founding fast-growing marketing agencies in the CIS region, a successful exit from another venture, even a Forbes 30 under 30 nod. And they're backed by strategic advisors and angel investors too, from firms like TBV. It adds a layer of credibility to their ability to pull off this big vision.
Okay, so looking forward then, what's next on the roadmap for Starlight? Where are they headed?
Well, their roadmap is definitely ambitious. It stretches right through to Q2 2026. Big focus on more AI optimization features, releasing an OTC over-the-counter platform, launching those auction model deals we talked about. By end of 2025, they want to build out the ecosystem further with project incubation, more community tools. The Q1 2026, that's when they aim for the Telegram Super App V1 launch, a big upgrade to KOL Platform 2.0, community rewards, and importantly, listings on CEXs and DXs for their own token.
Oh, they have their own token.
Yeah, the LaTeX token. And that's followed by more advanced AI analytics for KOLs and the full investment features in Q2 2026. The token itself, LaTeX, is designed with these constant growth incentives like higher rewards for quests, access to exclusive deals, and 5% of all the rewards generated on the platform get allocated to people staking the token. So it creates a pretty compelling reason to hold it and be part of their community.
Right, makes sense. Now, speaking of their trajectory, I noticed Starlight is featured on Unicorns Club. That's a platform known for showcasing early-stage startups that already have some real traction, right? What does being featured there tell us?
Yeah, exactly. Their presence on Unicorns Club really seems to underline that focus they have on building real infrastructure, not hype. Starlight's listed as a unicorn's choice, and crucially with a unicorn index of 100.
100, so top marks.
Top marks. It means it's right at the peak of Unicorns Club's own scoring system. It signals, exceptional potential for global scale, and that they're solving very clear, very real pain points in the market.
Okay.
It puts them right up there with the most promising ad tech, martech, crypto, blockchain, and fintech companies coming out of Georgia, where they seem to be based or have a strong presence.
It really does feel like they're tackling a fundamental challenge for Web3 projects, helping them get past that initial hype and find, genuine reach and actual sustainable growth. So we've taken a deep dive into Starlight today, from their mission, trying to solve that chaotic Web3 KOL marketing world with AI and the super app idea, all the way to their really impressive traction so far and what looks like a very ambitious roadmap. It's pretty clear they're not just offering like a single service. They're really trying to build a whole integrated ecosystem.
Yeah, and if you connect this to the bigger picture, Starlight's whole approach seems aimed at bringing much-needed transparency and efficiency to a part of Web3 that's often, lacked both quite badly. Which brings up, I think, an important question for you to consider. As this whole Web3 space matures, how much is success going to depend on platforms like this? Platforms that can effectively centralize and optimize things like outreach, funding, community building, even for projects that are meant to be inherently decentralized. Think about the long-term impact these kinds of super apps might have in shaping how the next wave of Web3 adoption and investment actually happens.
Step up your game, join the Unicorns Club. Making it rain, nothing ever enough. Invest in the future, watch it all blow up. Unicorns Club, we taking it up.